So I have created this video to address the problem which most of you guys are facing and have been asking me about debunking these myths. I have taken top 3 myths to be covered in this video, which you guys have asked me in my DMs on Instagram and also in person. Because I see a lot of you follow it and it is not really good. It is an outdated information and you need to be educated in the principles of healing correctly. So let's begin. Our first myth of today is if it fits your macros, which means if you have a 2000 calorie diet plan, if a slice of pizza fits in it, you are eligible to eat it. If a burger or a diet coke fits in it, you are eligible to eat it. But what about the ingredient, the metabolic effect that pizza, that Diet Coke is gonna cause you? It is not just about your calorie. It is not about protein. I mean, people are so focused on just one thing, which is protein, and then they could eat literally anything on their plate which contains protein. And that is why, and that is how these big companies sells you their food product. Just market it as a high protein food item like a chocolate bar. Now you call it a protein bar. You make high protein chips or just add some artificial flavors and protein into some grits and call it a healthy breakfast. So if you are just focusing only on the calories, only on your macronutrients like protein, carbohydrate, fats, this does not work. And that is why most people today who are on diet plans fail. That is why most diets fail because you're focusing on the calorie. You are restricting yourself with calorie or you're eating in calorie surplus, taking this sugary sweet, sugary juice, sugary anything literally fits into my calorie. So I'm on a 3000 calorie. I will have these sweets, whatever comes in my way because I want to fulfill that calorie requirement. And then there's mass gainers. There's a lot of pharmaceutical, nutraceutical product involved in making you do that. This is not really an either way to look at food and developing a relationship with food. So what you should be looking at instead is the ingredients, what that food is made out of. Yes, absolutely, you can eat a pizza on a diet, but how you make it? Is it made of calfly wheat flour or it is made of just refined white wheat flour and that too hybridized? Is it made of real cheese, either feta, parmesan, cashew cheese if you are vegan, or it is just made of, altered fat? If it has real tomato sauce, cherry tomatoes, olives, maybe some capsicum, mushrooms, paneer, or it has just analog paneer, um, some really bad quality tomatoes, onions only. So you need to look at ingredient rather than the calorie. You know what? You can literally eat in a calorie surplus and still lose weight if you are eating the right kind of food. It is not just eating more or eating less and moving more that would help you lose weight if you are looking at calorie restriction. So, in conclusion, here's your take: focus on whole meals, home cooked meals. Get a cook if you want to save time. Invest your money in cook. It is gonna be beneficial for you and stop just limiting yourself with calories. I mean, calories does not matter because you stop the fundamental principles of food, which was to give you micronutrients, the energy. Let's suppose you switch to low fat paneer, but thinking that it's healthy. But really, it is not healthy. Paneer, which is made of fat, if you remove that fat from it, what are you even eating? That's an altered food product, not real paneer. Just get real A2 desi cow's paneer and you are good to go. If you still want to make a calorie requirement, adjust it as such. Eat fat from there. The saturated fat in cow's milk is actually healthy and it is not the cause of heart disease. Now, this brings us to our next myth. which is eating less and moving more will help you lose more weight. Now, this may look true and this sounds really good on paper, but it is not entirely true. You will lose some amount of weight, which would be mostly water weight in the first month of you following that. But soon you'll hit a plateau or you'll see yourself getting drained out of energy, restricting yourself on calories, not, feeling that energy inside you, even if you are eating less. There's a mitochondrial, a cellular energy producing inside the body without the presence of food, and that fills you up even more than food because our food requires our around 1200 calories to be digested. But when you do not have food, the energy, the glycogen stores break down and give you surplus energy, so you feel lighter yet energetic. But if you are restricting yourself of calories, thinking you lose weight and you feel lethargic, your skin is saggy, you have dark circles, it's not just because of lack of sleep. Yes, lack of sleep contributes to it, but it's more about your nutrition. If you are dehydrated, some people on a calorie restriction, what do they stop? They stop eating fruits. Oh my God, fruits. I mean, they're eating grains like 4 times a day. Rice, wheat, rice, add up with some ragi sometimes to incorporate it as healthy. But where are fruits? People are scared of fruits. There's no need to be scared of this natural sugar, this candy from gods. Of course, if it is non-GMO and organic. But even if it is GMO, it's not really bad relative to what you have been eating. So if you think eating less and, you know, exercising more would help you give better result with fat reduction, weight loss, it will slow up your metabolism down. And you have seen people just stuck at losing belly fat, abdominal fat. And this is the very reason. And when you have that belly fat, it is a precursor of most lifestyle disorders, mostly and especially in men, like cardiovascular diseases, your blood pressure, your, cholesterol gets high, even diabetes. So focus on eating the right kind of food in the right proportion, not starving yourself, but not, overfulling yourself as well. But make sure you listen to your body, that you get the fullness, the feeling of fullness, the signal. Listen to that, stop in that time, and exercise even harder. Do not compromise on exercise. That next myth is eating every 2 hours. Tell me, are you or are you not consciously choosing to eat every 2 hours? Most of us literally are. Even if someone is not following a diet plan, because I have seen a lot of diet plans, a lot of nutrition plan have eating windows every 2 hours. This is not really ideal. I mean, look at it as a text perspective from a history point of view. As humans, were we meant to be eating something every 2 hours? It is just right now in this modern era that diseases have started to rise up due to food, due to lifestyle. And why? Because the availability of more food than we need. In ancient time, there were less availability of ready food and less diseases. So if you're eating every 2 hours and you really know that it's not really iron, it is just your tongue that has made you slave to eat whatever comes in your way without a conscious decision. You just found yourself reaching to a packet of crisp or biscuits to just eat it if it has come your way and you're not really feeling hunger. You know what? Listening to your real hunger will let you lose more weight than restricting yourself if calories. So even if you want to eat something, eat it at a designated time. And the best gap in between your meals is at least 4 to 4.5 hours, because one food you ate, one meal you ate requires your body at least 3.5 to 4 hours to digest it properly. And 4.5 hours is needed because you need to give a half hour rest to your stomach as well. So when you have your lunch, let's say, or let's start from breakfast. You had your breakfast at 8, then you have your lunch at 12, and then you have the dinner at 6. You literally fasted in between days. You fasted from breakfast to lunch, your lunch to dinner. And if you have something to be eaten, you want to eat it like a dessert, save it later and pair it with the meal. Eating every 2 hours is not ideal. It does not give your body the rest